Hello and welcome to Inside Music. As always, I'm your host, James Shotwell, and it's so good to be with you again. My guest this week is Alex from Undeath. Now, I know Alex was on the show a few months ago, back before the band's debut album on Prosthetic Records came out, but this episode is special because for the first time since March 12th, 2020, I did this interview in person. I looked Alex in the face about 6.5 feet apart, keeping it moderately safe, and we spoke in person because Undeath is currently on tour with the Black Dahlia Murder, After the Burial, Carnifex, Rivers of Nile, all across America on the Up From the Sewer Tour 2021. Yes, there is live music happening again, and that means in-person interviews can happen sometimes as long as it's safe to do so, and we did one, and you're about to hear it. But before we get there, I want to remind you that this episode of Inside Music, like every episode of the show, is brought to you by Holix, the music industry's leading promotional distribution platform. Holix works with bands like Slipknot, Blink-182, and thousands more to keep their music safe while sharing it with tastemakers worldwide. To understand how they do that and how it can help your career, visit Holix.com. That's HAULIX.com. You should also check us out on YouTube. Our account is Music Biz. Yes, somehow we got Music Biz. That's Music B-I-Z. Head over there. There's hundreds of videos about how to make it in the industry, as well as every episode of this show, including some video interviews. But right now, the only thing you really have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Inside Music. Fine Tuesday.
Doing great. Having a great time.
Yeah.
It's about to rain. We're here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Just hanging out. Just loaded in. About the sound check. Vibes are good.
I heard you guys were in Mount Pleasant last night.
Were we? Yeah, we were.
Okay.
Yeah. We took a long drive through the Michigan wilderness and ended up there. And now we're all showered and caffeinated and ready to continue onwards.
When I heard that, I was like, who goes to Mount Pleasant? It was like, oh, there must be showers or food or...
Our buddy from the band Cloud Rat lives there. So
we
crashed at his place last night and he hooked us up with like breakfast and stuff. It was dope.
We've only been, what is this, like the 5th day of this tour? Let's check. You're wearing the pass.
Yes. This is number 4.
Number 4. How's it been?
It's been great. It's been awesome. It's been surreal.
Surreal is a good word. Now, I remember I talked to you right before Lesions came out, and we were like, I don't know how we're going to promote this thing. How does it feel to be actually playing the songs now for like humans?
It feels amazing, dude. I mean, I really don't think we could have asked for a better first real tour experience, because, I mean, these rooms are bigger than anything we could have ever imagined playing. Mm-hmm. And we're used to playing like 150, 200 cap bars. And I think Minneapolis was like, I think there was probably like 700 people watching our set, and it was just like insane seeing that. So being able to play those songs to that many people is just like life altering.
I mean, I feel like it's well earned though, because I know Prosthetic really well, and when the album was coming out and everything, they were all just like, this album, people like this record. Which, I mean, every label says that about every release, but they were like, people really like this record, sincerely. So I feel like I know when I saw this tour announcement came out, your name was the first one that popped out to me, and I was like, oh, I finally get to see this. Everyone else I've seen before, but you, I was like, this is like a pandemic find for me, where I'm like, I get to the full circle moment I've been waiting for.
Right.
I think that's probably how a lot of people are feeling. Like, this is their first time probably having a chance to see you since you've come on their radar.
Yeah, that's definitely probably true. I mean, I think at this tour especially, pretty much everybody that is coming to see this tour isn't really here for us, Mm-hmm. Like, these bands are all pretty established at this point, and we're kind of like the low man on the totem pole. Yeah. So really, like, we're just trying to play to the crowd and just like win new fans over. And I think it's been working great so far. Well,
also, I mean, for anybody that's listening to this that likes Undeath, if you're like me, I've had a hard time getting the merch because it's so hard to come by sometimes. So when I saw a tour, I was like, they're gonna have merch.
Oh yeah,
this is my chance to finally support them.
We have a ridiculous amount of merch. I would say it's bordering on irresponsible.
Good. I mean, as an opening band, you got to hawk that merch.
Oh yeah,
those are the rules.
That's the move.
I want to ask you. So you guys did a live stream after Lesions came out, right?
Correct.
How How was that experience? I know it's been a while now, but you guys put out Lesions, and there was this energy around the release, like I said, and everyone's like, how are they going to promote it? You guys did a live stream. Not a lot of bands in your field did. What was that experience like for you?
It was great. Overall, it was great. You know, there were some complications that come with just like the weirdness, you know, of performing and trying to like get into the zone of performance when you're not playing to anybody. And that's kind of like a stiff barrier to overcome. But I think we were just so excited to play anything that like resembled a show in any kind of way. Like there was a stage, there were lights, we were up there with our instruments. Like I think we were just so excited to experience that feeling again that the whole thing was just dope. Like we had a great time. I
love that. And did you feel like what you said about getting into the energy? Because I always imagine there's like 3 people that I can't see in a live stream that are just like, good, man. Sounds good.
No, that's exactly what it was like. We were, I think it wasn't the Lesions live stream, but we did one with a Maggot Stomp. It was us and Vomit Forth and Mourn and Stabbed, and Oxalate. And I think we were the only band that I was actually really trying to like engage with a fake audience. And I was like, was that stupid? Should I not have done that? Because we would finish a song and there would be like the sound guy and the guy filming. And I was like, how the fuck we do it? And like in the room is this one guy going, woo!
Yeah, thanks. Confirmation. Yeah, because they're trying to be as quiet as possible. And they're like, what do you want us to do?
I know, I'm just making their jobs harder.
That's so good. How's your creativity been? So you guys I feel like you're in a weird place. Lesions comes out. You can't tour right away. So what, like, are you being creative? Are you writing songs? What do you?
Oh yeah. We're staying really busy. We have a whole second album like locked, loaded, recorded. Like it's ready to go.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be shooting to release that spring next year. I think it's the time frame. I mean that's just like we don't really like taking downtime. It like makes us nervous. So we're just always, if we're not playing shows, and we're just taking that time to write. And so that LP2 is done. It's ready to go. And then we're beginning like the, formulative stages of LP3.
How does it feel to be that far ahead?
Feels awesome.
I've never been that far ahead in any project in my life, I don't think.
Yeah, me either.
I'm constantly like, what's due today?
I mean, it's honestly like, it's a full band effort, but the mastermind behind it is Kyle, our guitar player, because that dude is just like a songwriting like riff machine.
Oh, okay.
And any band I've been in the past, it's the kind of thing where it's like it takes us years to write songs. And with Kyle, he's just like, hey, I wrote this. Like, is it sick? And he just shows us a completed song. And I'm like, yeah, that was sick.
You're like, I can work with this. Yeah. Thank you for doing all of the work. Oh, no, that's wonderful to hear, man. I'm excited because like I was so excited to see you on tour, and I was like, I bet now they're going to hit the road forever, so I might not hear new music for a while. So it's good to know that you're working on it.
Oh, yeah. We'll always find time to write new stuff, even if our touring schedule stays as hectic as I think it's going to be.
But tell me about this tour. So when did you first start talking about it? Because I want to know what it was like to be like, we're going on the road, and with who?
Well, Kyle just texted me one day, and I think it was probably like 6 or 7 months ago, and he said, hey, like, clear your schedule for September. Like, we're going on tour with Black Dahlia Murder. And I was like, okay. Like, that's one of the easiest decisions I've ever made. And yeah, I don't really know how the tour itself came together, but I think it was pretty like, I think there was a band that was supposed to be on, and then they had to drop because of like COVID visa stuff, and then we got it. We were next in line, I guess. So it was a confluence of all sorts of different factors, and I mean, no matter how it happened, I'm just like kind of stunned to be here and very, very grateful.
You're like, we're still doing this? Each morning you wake up, they're still letting us do this?
Oh, dude, every morning I wake up and I'm like, I just feel like somebody's going to come and be like, all right, no, you guys aren't actually on the tour.
Go home now.
Like, we gave you a couple shows. Like,
we voted last night after your set. It's time to go. It's time to go home.
Like, who the fuck are these guys?
Why are you here again? No, that's whatever, man. That's fine. So did you go to a show before you started playing a show again? Like, was your first show back the first show you guys played, or did you go to one?
I went to one, yeah. I think the first actual show that I went to was like post-COVID. Well, I guess we're not post-COVID. Yeah. We're still very much in COVID.
The first COVID show.
First COVID show was this band Sulaco from Rochester. They played a local show at this place, Photo City. And nice. Kyle and I and our friend Ben, a couple other people, we just rolled out, and it was definitely weird to like be in an indoor space with people like watching music again.
Yeah.
But that was the first show back, and then I think the first show we played post pandemic lockdown was in Syracuse, but that was like an outdoor skate park show.
Okay.
So I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first indoor shows that we've played since lockdown have been on this tour.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
And you're probably the first show back for a ton of people every night.
Yeah. We've gotten that a ton so far.
You're the first time they've ever seen you and the first band they've seen in 18 months.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty much tailor-made for you to win at that point, because they're like, I need live music. And you're like, God.
Yeah, I mean, tons of people have come up to us at the merch table and said, like, I'm just so happy to be here. Like, and that we're the first band they've seen in, 12, 14 months. And that's just crazy to me. I mean, it's a lot of pressure. Like, I just don't want to fuck up and disappoint them.
They're like, I don't need live music anymore. I'm good, actually.
It turns out I don't miss this as much as I thought I did.
I mean, I think it's pretty crazy. I've been to a lot of them, but I went to my first heavy show last week. I saw Gate Creeper.
Oh, cool.
Sold out here in town at a 400 cap room. And walking in for that sold out crowd, there was a moment where I was like, this feels wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm supposed to.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way.
But then once they started playing, I was like, well, they're so good. I was like, oh, it's worth it. As long as the band's good, I was like, it's fine. We're doing this.
Yeah.
I'll stay. It's good. All right, man. So you guys have this tour just started. You're on tour forever.
Yep.
You already have something right after this too?
Right after this, it's not anything nearly as big as this. We've got some stuff lined up for later in the year that's just going to be more regional, like just us headlining kind of stuff. And then next year we've got some stuff that we're sort of in the works with right now. Can't really talk about that yet, unfortunately. I really want to. But
I'm sure they want you to go somewhere that's not America.
Yeah.
And maybe bring some of those non-American bands here. That's how Prosthetic tends to work.
Yeah, that's definitely things like that are percolating at the moment.
Europe wants Undeath, and America wants Pupil Slicer, and we'll just
I would love to tour with Pupil Slicer.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
awesome.
dude. It's the whole that's a whole other thing. But yes, Pupil Slicer is so good.
Yeah, that band is sick.
That's a great example of found him in pandemic. Be like, oh, they're in the UK. I'm never gonna see this band.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
First interview in person in 18 months. I feel like it was terrible, but
how'd it go?
We got it.
You thought it was terrible? I had a great time.
My side, your side is fine.
You did great.
It's the rapport thing that's hard to recreate. On Zoom, I don't have to look at you. I put a window in front of the screen, and then I can just talk to Yahoo or whatever.
I try to make it easy. I feel like I can be a approachable guy.
Yeah, it's easier when I feel more like you. If I'm talking to somebody I talked to Art in Everclear the other day.
Yeah.
He's like a childhood idol of mine.
Right.
And he's like, can we turn on the cameras and look at each other? And I'm like, I mean, I don't want to.
Do we have to?
I don't want to see you see me react to you being you.
Oh, man. You did awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much, man. Have a great time on tour. And Lesions of a Different Breed are out right now. Merch is at shows, I hear. I'm going to go peek at it after this. And you guys will be on the road forever, and then hopefully new music sometime.
Absolutely.